All right, so welcome to the Cash Offer No Contingency program that we have. And just like it sounds, it is the ability to make, let me just share my screen real quick. It's the ability to make a cash offer for your clients that are putting down as little as 5%. So let me just share my screen and then I'm gonna start the presentation. All right, cool. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just like I was saying, it is a cash offer, no contingency program. One of the biggest challenges I find in this market is number one, trying to get our clients' offers accepted in the competitive market. I'm finding that anywhere from 70%, like I had 12 offers this weekend. I only had two accepted. It is absolutely crazy. The other biggest challenge I'm finding is when I have a client that has a home to sell and they're trying to get their offer accepted, contingent on that home to sell. It's virtually impossible. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. And we feel that the biggest segment of the market that we're going to be able to affect is move-up buyers and also first-time home buyers. So your move-up buyers are clients that currently own a home. They might own a three-bedroom home. They're looking to upgrade to a four-bedroom, or they might want to get into a better school system or a better town. So these are your move-up buyers. Right now, the biggest segment of the market. The second biggest segment of the market is your first-time home buyers. Together, these two segments make up 70% of the market. So we think that this program, the cash offer and the no contingency, are going to have the biggest effect on this end of the market. That's not to say that we can also do this for investors. We can do it for clients that are relocating, and we can also do it for. We're finding a lot of people that are downsizing. We're able to help, and I think like these numbers are kind of national. So I think that in Massachusetts, I think we have a lot more clients that are downsizing, moving from the cold weather to the warm weather, which you can't blame them. But I think we're able to help a lot of these clients in this market, and I think in Massachusetts you might have a little bit more clients that are in that downsizing market. So just to kind of tell you the cash offer, this is where we convert your clients that are putting down 5%. We convert them one second, into a cash offer. So what we do is we remove the mortgage contingency. We also remove the appraisal contingency. We want to see, if you've ever looked at an appraisal report, you'll see that every appraisal has a condition value stamped on it. So we are going to do an appraisal on the property. The deal is not subject to the value. So if the value were to come in low, we're going to pay the difference. Okay, so this is just doing an appraisal just for the condition, just to make sure the property is at least a C4 condition. To give you an idea as to C4, it ranges from C1 to C6. C6 is new construction. Most of the properties that we see in Massachusetts are C2 to C3, a C5. I'll show you an example of a C5. So this is a C5. Kind of when you know it, you see it. You can see the roof is almost about to cave in. So a C4 is pretty liberal as far as the condition that our investor wants. So just kind of keep that in mind. The biggest challenge is that a lot of our first-time home buyers, our clients that are now putting down 5%, they can't compete in the market. They're losing out to cash buyers all the time, and they're losing out to clients that have better financing terms, maybe putting down 20%. But a survey was done, 70% of our buyers are losing out. And this is make them win these opportunities. And this is how it works. So what we do is you would normally, when you send me a client, we would pre-approve them either the same day or within 24 hours. But normally it's the same day. So once we pre-approve them, we're going to vet them out, make sure that they qualify for for the cash offer program. At that point, once we verify that they're a strong client, because we only offer this on conventional loans only, so no FHA, no VA for this particular program. It's for conventional only, single family, and condos up to 4 unit projects, and no multifamilies right now. So just single families and condos up to 4 units. We offer it for owner occupied, investor, and second home. So what happens is after we pre-approve the client, we then send them through a process of getting their loan fully underwritten. So we have an underwriter that will review all of the documentation, and their goal is to give us a clean underwriting commitment. Once the client has the commitment, they then upload it to our cash offer no contingency site. The client would then, at that point, they can enter the address that they're looking to buy. They can enter the purchase price that they're looking to pay for the property. The cash offer site will then come back with probably about 6 different offers. Let's say the client is offering 500,000. So they'll come back and the cash offer site will approve the offer for 500,000. And then the client will then pick that offer. And at that point, they will be able to download some documents. And those documents are the letter that'll go to the seller to let the seller know that, in fact, this is a cash offer. There'll also be an addendum for the seller to sign that explains that this is a cash offer. It'll explain things like we want the condition of the property to be at least a C4. So basically those things that I just explained. And then the last page will be the proof of funds. So it'll show the seller that, in fact, we have proof of funds. Ultimately, what we're doing here is we're doing a mortgage. We're looking to close very quickly. We already have the client fully underwritten. So the goal here is to close on the date. We're doing it in about 30 days. We can probably shorten that a little bit, but it usually takes us that amount of time to get title back and to get appraisal back. So 30 days right now is a pretty good time frame for us. The client does have to put down 5%. If for whatever reason there's an appraisal gap, so if the client wants to offer more than what the cash value is, then they would have to increase their earnest money to make up for that difference. The buyer and seller sign the cash offer agreement, and then the client pays $499 for the cash offer. They only pay this once. They pay it at closing, and it's a pretty nominal fee for the service that we're given to the client. We have some competition in the market that is charging about $16,000 for our client to do the same thing. For us, there's no addition to the interest rate. We use our regular mortgage programs. So this is just being able to give that client kind of the additional start so that they can get their offer accepted. The other program that we have is called the no contingency program. So the no contingency program is for clients that currently have a home to sell. I don't know about you, but I'm finding it incredibly difficult for our buyers to get their offers accepted when they have a home to sell. Most sellers don't want to wait around for them to sell their home. Nationally, 90% of these offers don't get accepted. It might be, maybe 100% of offers that have the home sale contingency don't get accepted in Massachusetts. So what we do in this situation is our cash offer no contingency places an offer on the client's home. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have a loophole in their guidelines where if I have a client that has a home to sell, but it has a full offer on the property with no commitment, with no contingencies, then I don't have to debt that client for that previous mortgage. So as long as they qualify for the new mortgage, they're going to qualify for the new purchase. So now that client that had a contingency to sell their home, they can totally waive that contingency. The client pays $999 for this service, And again, they only pay it once, and they pay it at closing. Does anybody have any questions?
So when you said that they get to pick, what would they be picking?
So for instance, in that example where I said the cash offer was 500,000, it's going to give them other options. It'll give them probably $10,000 increments up to like, maybe 550 or 560. So it'll say, if you want to offer 560, you'll have to put down an additional $10,000 of earnest money. If you want to offer, 520, you'll have to put down $20,000 more. So it won't just stop at what they're going to offer. It'll give them additional options. Like if they want to go back and they say, all right, I want to offer a higher number, then it'll give them that option so that they don't have to go back to the site and re-enter the address.
So are they getting pre-approved in the beginning for the max of their loan amount?
Yeah, so that's what we'll do is we will pre-approve them for the max. But that doesn't mean that, like, let's say I pre-approve a client for 600,000 and they want to make an offer on a property that's 500,000. They can offer the 500. They don't have to offer the 600. But we're going to do an AVM on the property, an automated valuation model appraisal through a company called Clear Capital. So we're also making sure that the value of the home is there. This is not the type of program where like I had a property in Burlington, 1,000 square feet bungalow, and it was on the market for 650 or 630. And I had talked to an appraiser, and the highest it would appraise is like 680. And my client was offering 700. In that scenario, there's a lot of appraisal gap. This is going to come back with a value, and then the client can decide, if they want to increase their earnest money, if they want to offer over the cash value.
So if I'm approved for 600 and I find the house that's 550 and I make the offer at 575, but it only appraises at 525, I got to come up with a $50,000 difference.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, or what we can do is, depending on how much the client's putting down, we can look at doing appraisal gap coverage. So they'll still have to have that earnest money there. But let's say for instance, the client's putting down 20%, the appraisal ends up coming in low. Then I can do appraisal gap coverage to make up that difference with basically with mortgage insurance.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Um, so, uh, so the, um, so this is the cash offer. This is the no contingency piece. So the third part of this is we can also combine the cash offer with the no contingency. So in this situation, client gets a fully underwritten loan commitment. They make the cash offer with no contingency to sell their home. The client pays the 499 for the cash offer, and they pay the 999 for the no contingency. So, where you had a client that had a home to sell, there was about a 90 to 100% chance their offer was not going to get accepted. Now we're having a better chance of getting their offer accepted. They've been monitoring this. They're about 1.9 offers per every accepted deal. So the numbers are pretty good. And then
So
the
does the
fourth,
house just
yeah,
have to be on the market, Jim?
does the home have to be on the market?
So it's the contingent house. So the house that they're selling and they're, gonna take that money to buy the next house. To wipe away the contingency, they just need to have the house on the market, or does the house have to be under contract?
No, that's the whole point of it. So the house that they're selling does not have to be under agreement. We're doing this so that the house doesn't have to be under agreement.
Okay.
So the house does have to be on the market after we close on the purchase of the new home.
Okay. And then I guess my other question is, um, now are they gonna be able to then take the proceeds? Like, so let's say, so they could close on the next house first. I mean, that would be the idea.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So that actually segues me beautifully to this fourth option. And I think this will answer your question. So we can also combine the cash offer with the no contingency, and then we can also do bridge financing.
that was my
So
question about the bridge. Okay.
yeah, so in this instance, what happens is normally 90 to 95% of clients don't qualify for bridge financing because they can't afford the payment on the house that they're selling. Let's say that's $3,000, and they can't afford the payment on the house that they're buying. Let's say that's 4,000. So they have a total of $7,000 of mortgage payments. Let's say that client makes $120,000 a year or $10,000 a month. If
Hmm.
I take the $7,000 of mortgage payments and I divide that by the $10,000 income, I have a 70% debt to income ratio. Well, now with the no contingency, I don't have to debt them for the $3,000 mortgage payment on the home that they're selling. So I just take the $4,000 payment on the home that they're buying, divide that by the $10,000 income. I have a 40% debt to income ratio. So now with clients where 90% of clients wouldn't qualify for bridge financing, now 90 to 95% of clients will qualify for bridge financing. So what happens with bridge financing is I'm giving them a bridge loan, okay, to kind of bridge that gap. That's why they call it a bridge loan.
Yep.
I'm giving them, let's say, $200,000 from the house that they're selling. I'm then using that $200,000 towards the purchase on the house that they're buying. So in this instance, if the client was buying an $800,000 home, I would be giving them $200,000 to use as a down payment, and then we would do an end loan of $600,000. Now, from a paper standpoint, I'm not going to debt them on the house that they're selling because we're going to get the contingency on it. And then I'm also not going to debt them on the $200,000 bridge loan because that money is going to have no payments. It's just going to accrue. It's going to be a short-term 6-month loan. So I don't have to debt them on that bridge loan piece. So the only piece I'm debting them on is the home that they're buying. The client then doesn't have any additional refinance fees because we've left them with the loan that ultimately they want. They then put the home on the market after they've bought the new home. And then you, as a sales agent, have received the commission on the home that they're buying. And then 4 to 6 months later, on the home that they're selling, you then receive the commission on that one. So it makes it a lot more seamless for the client. And then the client, puts the home on. The home has to be on MLS after we close on the purchase. Like I said, you get 2 sales, and then the client can or cannot, if they want to do the cash offer, they can. If they want to, I have some clients that do qualify for both payments, and they don't have to do the no contingency. So however they want to do it, however they want to slice it up, we can help them to make these deals happen.
Interesting.
The other thing is, did you have a question, Nick?
No, that was it. I just that answered the question.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So we kind of think that this is going to have a major impact on our agents. Um, we think it's going to have over a 350% increase into our agents' business. Where if you're working with clients that have a home to sell, and let's say you had 10 buy sides last year, we think you're going to have 35 buy sides because the transactions are going to happen. They're going to happen quickly, and the offers are going to get accepted. The other thing is, after a while, you're going to get a reputation on the street as the person that gets all the offers accepted and closes so fast. We're just finding it incredibly difficult for clients to get their offers accepted. And you could even maybe advertise on it, advertise on Facebook or wherever it might be. Hey, you're having trouble getting your offer accepted. Um, I'm actually doing an ad now that it's March Madness. I'm gonna have this basketball team like all on the bench like crying, losing the game, and then are you losing to cash offers? And then that's kind of how you can position yourself as a winner in this market. Um, you're probably thinking of clients that you might already be thinking of, like, oh, this would be perfect for this one, perfect for that one. If you do, just let me know. I sent you guys a text with all my contact info, with the website, so you already have that. You can just call, text, email me the client's information. We'll get working on it right away. Like I said, we pre-approve clients normally the same day. And then the piece about the commitment letter, that does take us about 3 days to get the fully underwritten commitment letter. And then at that point, I'll get you guys usernames for the cash offer site so that you can make offers for your client. So that's pretty much it. This is our website, cashoffernocontingency.com. I'll just kind of show you what that looks like.
And just to be clear, you said this doesn't work for multis, only singles and
Yeah,
condos?
right now they're not offering it for multis. I think they will be soon, but right now this is just for single family homes and only for conventional financing buyers, which takes up a big pool of buyers. The conventional loan limit, I want to say, goes up to like almost 920,000. So it's pretty all encompassing.
Okay, thank you.
And then this is our website, cashoffernocontingency.com. If you want to explain it to your buyers or your sellers, they would just go here and then it explains each one of the products, the cash offer, the no contingency, the bridge financing. And they would just click on, let's say they want to learn about the cash offer. They just click on that and then it takes them through an explanation of the cash offer. And then it also takes them through a timeline of what the cash offer looks like, and then they can submit their information and we'll follow up with them. But the best way to send clients to us is to just text or email us or give us a call, and we can get the information that way. Anybody have any questions?
Everybody understands how this works? If you're able to make an offer as a cash buyer and not use a pre-approval, they can do all the legwork up front, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, no, there's no pre-approval letter because because technically,
Basically a proof of funds letter.
yeah, we have a proof of funds letter, but here's the other thing I forgot to mention. So if we don't close, let's say we don't close on time, or the client lost their job, we're still going to close the deal. So that goes without saying. If there's a title
What would be
problem,
some reasons why I wouldn't close on time though? Because it's a cash deal. If I give you 45 days to close, that seller is looking for a closing. They're not going to
yeah,
get it.
and we're going to close. Yeah, there's no reason. The only reason why we wouldn't close is if there was a title problem.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's
Yeah, so that's the only reason I can think of if we didn't close. If the clients die, they both they die in a plane accident, like we're going to close. So in all instances, we're going to close except for there's a title issue, and that's the same thing with a cash deal. A cash deal is not going to. They're going to do a title search, so they're not going to close even though it's cash. I'd say the only other reason why we wouldn't close is because we're going to do an appraisal on the property. So if we find that the condition of the property is a C5, then that would be another reason why we wouldn't close. But that's going to be in the addendum to the seller. So the seller's going to know, hey, we didn't close because your condition on your property was really bad. And we don't, like I said, I had a search for that C5 that I showed you that example of. I haven't found a C5 in a while, so that was a lot of research for me to get that.
gotcha.
Yeah. All right, so cool. If nobody else has any other questions, I did record. I am recording this, so I'll save it on YouTube, and I will. Stephanie, I'll send this over to you. All right, super. Thank you, guys.
Sweet. Thank you, Jim.
All right, my pleasure.
Thank
Hi, guys.
you.
I'll see everybody else in the team office. Conference room.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. I just made the 12 o'clock time. Cool.